Yo, what's going on, guys? It is JD here, back with another episode of the No Money Spent A Road to Glory. And today, as we usually do at the moment, we've got quite a bit to get through. Now, ahead of tomorrow, where hopefully we're going to get some really nice content, I'm thinking it's going to be a big name. Maybe a Lillard, Paul George, Kawhi, could even be a Giannis or a Zion type of pack. So, fingers crossed tomorrow is going to be a very, very exciting day. But for today, we're going to be talking a little bit more about the Galaxy Opal Anthony Davis that we, of course, managed to get last week. Was it last week or a couple of days ago? I don't know. All the days are the same at the moment. So I'm going to go through each individual collection, tell you guys how much I was paying for them, what times I was buying them, if I was bidding or buying them now, and when the best time to buy them was in terms of new packs coming out, etc. So I'll do a little breakdown of all that, and of course I'll tell you guys again how much it cost me in total. We're up at 2 million MT already after 2 days of selling things, and I think today we've got through all of the heat check cards. I think every single heat check card, maybe one or two haven't sold, but the majority of our heat check cards have now sold, which is awesome. So we'll get rid of them, and I think we've got an Evo ready to go as well. No, actually we can't because it doesn't have the exclamation mark, but we're very close to getting an Evo done as well, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and jump into it. But before we do that, of course, a massive shout out to the 6 MVPs of the channel. We've got Heisenberg, Panda, Hakeem, Geno, Anson, and Todd. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. If you guys want to get involved as well, there's a join button down below, or in the top link in the description will show you how it is done. If you're an MVP, you get a shout out in every single video, and if you're just a normal member, you get a shout out in every single stream as well. So, onto the agenda, we've got 2 dominations, which are whatever. 2 tokens here, which is nice. So I do have a Sapphire Power Forward ready to go. I picked up Lamarcus Aldridge for 750 MT, which is nice and easy. And the limited time event today, not great, is it? 200 MT for every TTO win. If you win 10 games an hour, it's an extra 2,000 MT, so 20 games in 2 hours, 4,000 MT. It's still not that incredible. In terms of the spotlight, so I did go ahead and complete, who was it yesterday we struggled on? This challenge and this challenge right here with, where is he? That guy right there, Hassan Whiteside. If you're in the stream, you know, he got 7 offensive rebounds in one. It felt like 1/2 against me. I hated that card, man. That card could just get in the actual bin. So completed that one last night, and then today, haven't gone on stream just yet, so by the time this video is out, we will have been on stream. Got 1 game left of the Kings, and 3 games left of the Mavs, and of course we are saving JaVale McGee for last. The Lakers will be last for Kobe, obviously. So yeah, we're going to get Bogdanovic, and we're going to get Delon Wright today as well, which is pretty nice. Now, we move on, and we do have our pack. So, this is the pack that we should have got. What day is it today? I don't even know. It's Thursday today. This is a pack that should have been on Tuesday, I believe, or Monday. And for some people, they got it, but the majority of people didn't get this pack. So, if you didn't get it, I just got mine randomly gifted to me yesterday. So, it was waiting for me. Literally, I moved some menus, and then it was just in my pack queue. So, if you didn't get that pack, and if you still don't have it, then I would say contact 2K Sport, because you should have it by now. But we come over here, and heat check collection, as you can see, okay, we've got 1 card left. We've got 1 Terrence Ferguson left, and it looks like we can put him up for like 6.9, because I wouldn't have put him up. The only reason I wouldn't have put him up if he was selling for less than 4,000 MT, but heat check cards fluctuate so much throughout the day. It is very hard to know how much the price I'm up for, but I feel like I've done really well in getting them all sold pretty damn quickly. So we do have this Lamarcus Aldridge. Like I said, went ahead and picked him up for 750, basically his discard value. And that puts us at 699. 51 tokens away from another Galaxy Opal, which is insane. So, of course, again, we have got a ridiculous amount of MT to cash in. We've got a couple of these guys that didn't sell. It can't be more than 5, I'm sure. So we've got 1, 2 right there. Kenrick Williams, I remember putting him up for like 10k, so I'm not really surprised that he didn't sell. So that was 3 of them that didn't sell, and that's it out of this 50. So, let's get to cashing in. We should hit maybe... No, actually, that might be too much to ask. I was going to say maybe 2.5 mil, but I think that might be a bit too much to ask. Devontae Graham there for 9k. Things you love to see. Alex Caruso as well for 8k. But yeah, I don't think we've got enough to push us up to 2.5 mil. But still, this has been insane. Just from heat check cards alone. Bear in mind, we started on 500k before we started selling off anything. In the first batch that we sold, we went up to 1.2 million. And then the second batch obviously took us up to 2 million, where we were at the start of this episode. Look at these amounts, man. Akobo's 8k. Giannis was 9k. We've got Yusuf Nurkic down there for 9k as well. Plenty of them for 6k. Heat check cards are just a joke at this point. They really are. And we might actually get closer to 2.5 mil, which is absolutely insane. So we would have made 2 million MT. 2 million MT from 400 cards and only 1 set. Only 1 collection. Just heat checks. And of course, on average, that's about 5k per card, which is lovely. So Sheikh Diallo didn't sell either, neither did Jeremy Grant. So that's 5 that didn't sell, which I did say I was expecting around that amount. Thomas Bryant as well. Okay, so 6 didn't sell. That's still okay. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist right there for 8k, which is fantastic. The MT just keeps rolling on. So I do expect that to hit well over 2.3. It should do anyway. And there we go. So I'll get those last couple of cards sold by tomorrow. We'll just put them back into the collection for the time being. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to go to next. I'm not sure what I'm going to sell because I don't even know where to start. It took me so many hours to get all these heat check cards sold. You have no idea. Okay, so it's going to put us just shy of 2.4 mil, which isn't bad at all. With still that Terence Ferguson and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So still 7 more cards to sell. So that will put us over 2.4 million. So we made 1.9 million MT from selling off 400 heat check cards. That is hard to believe, but I'm so happy with that. And let's not forget, when I was buying them, paying an average, I don't know, maybe like 2.7-ish thousand MT for them. So making about 2,000 MT, over 2,000 MT on every single card. Unreal. And if you guys have heat check cards in your collection, you need to go ahead and get them sold. Right, Evos. So, Alonso Mourning is... Well, we've actually got started on him. Pau Gasol, I thought I was done with him. 1 rebound to go, so that's dead. So we'll get him done by tomorrow. And then John Ball, 47 out of 75 already. So we're making really good progress on him. Really, really happy with that. You guys did give me some good suggestions on who I could pick up to actually Evo next. Because like I said, I'm done with the points. I don't have anyone to score points with now that Alonso is done. And Aaron Gordon was a guy that came up quite a lot. So it looks like we're having to pay 100k for the pink diamond. And then we are going to be able to sell him for about 220. So that's not bad. That's over 100k profit. He does need steals, which is a bit of a pain. But other than that, I'm pretty happy to go ahead and buy him. And I think that was probably the best recommendation I had. A couple of you guys said the Michael Ray Richardson. But he needs 50 steals and a lot of three-pointers as well. A lot of three-pointers. So his diamond is basically like 5-10k. The pink diamond is not even that much. It's like 30k. So the profit margin isn't huge on him. And yeah, he does need three-pointers. So realistically, it only really can help in rookie domination games. Domination, wow, we haven't done that in ages. Rookie Spotlight Sim games. You can't really three-point hunt in terms of like the Pro, All-Star, and Superstar and Hall of Fame difficult games. That just doesn't really work that well. Right, so if you guys have been living under a rock, we managed to hit Galaxy Opal AD a couple of days ago. We've got this GOAT emblem in the top right-hand corner as well. It says GOAT, and we get the little emblem up there, and it looks incredible. And of course, I've had so many people asking me how much it has cost to get to this point. So, if you guys have been following the channel over the last, like 3 weeks, I think, I started collecting cards when I was at 937. I think 937 is where we started. And that was with my club pretty much gutted. There was nothing really sellable. That was all just untradeable stuff. And of course, like the Series 1, which is already locked in. So we went from 937 cards up to 2,900. So basically adding in 2,000 extra cards into the club. And I'll talk about all of those in a second. Overall, I mean, obviously, I couldn't get exact amounts. I wasn't listing down everything I paid for 2,000 cards, because that would just be insane. But at a little ballpark figure, I'm going to say around like 5.2, 5.3 million MT, something like that, to get from, like I said, 930 up to 2,900. Around 5.2, 5.3 million MT. So, let's talk about where that all came from. Now, this set was already locked in. So, straight away, I had 450 cards. I think it's around 450 cards in all of these sets. I had all of these locked in, and they've been locked in for so long. So if you don't have these cards, they're obviously going to cost you right now. It's going to cost you a lot more to do this now than it did back at the start of the year, because these silvers are now quite expensive because they're pretty rare. But when I would have completed this, I don't know, maybe like 800,000 MT, maybe something like that. So maybe a total of 6 mil for me if I had to buy if I'm counting how much this cost me. So I did have all these, wow, words. I did have all of these locked in, which helped out massively. And in terms of untradeable stuff, so this is where the majority of my club was. I had all the domination complete, and let me tell you guys, straight off the bat, if you don't have domination complete, you haven't got a chance. You have not got a chance at going for, I'm going to say either Dwayne Wade or AD, if you haven't got domination done, because you get 30 items there, that's 60, that's 90, that's 120, plus all of these as well, that's 158 items, plus another, what do you get, another 30 right here, so that's 188, quick maths. So 188 cards from domination alone, that's big. Spotlight as well. If you haven't done the normal Spotlights, you're going to struggle. That's another 40 cards. And then Spotlight Sims as well. Historic Spotlight Sim, that was 32. And then another 20 from the current Spotlight Sim. So if you haven't grinded offline content throughout the year, let me tell you guys, it is not going to be attainable for you in the slightest. This is going to be your starting point. This is going to be your base point, is all your untradeable stuff. And you need to build from there. If you don't have this as a base, it's not worth it. You haven't got a chance. So while we're here, we might as well talk about the token reward cards as well. So I did go through the Emerald, Sapphire, Ruby, Amethyst, and Diamond boards to get to where I got to. The Diamond ones I probably didn't need to do. I could have saved myself 900 tokens by not buying them, which I do regret a little bit, not going to lie. But oh well, we're pushing our way back up to 700 tokens now, which is good, or 750 tokens. But I would strongly recommend you need to have a minimum Emerald, Sapphire, Ruby, and Amethyst all completed, because the cost of tokens compared to how much it's going to cost you to buy each card as you get closer and closer to 2,900 and 2,900 cards, it gets very expensive. So, Series 2 collection, how much did I pay for all of these guys? Well, if we just take a random set like this, so silver cards, I was paying anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 MT. And I think maybe I spent like 2,000 MT on some, but a very few amount. And again, that all comes down to when new packs are released. So, when new packs are released, like these super packs, they're not guaranteed. So, chances are, people are going to be getting these Series 2 cards a lot of the time in their packs when they're not getting packs, not getting pulls from these sets. So, whenever new packs come out, whenever there's a new super pack or just a new theme set that's in the auction house, that is when you're going to want to stock up on your current Series 2 players. Now, like I said, silver players, if you're careful about it, if you're patient about it, you will be able to get them all for about 1,500 to 1,500 MT, which I think is a really good price. And at the end of the day, you're never going to lose MT on that either. So I'm pretty confident when I sell all these guys back, I should be able to make a little bit of MT back, hopefully. As for, we've got a set with bronzes around here somewhere. Hello? Bronzes, there we go. So as for bronzes, golds, emeralds, sapphires, and rubies, I was paying no more than 1,000 MT per card. And the majority of them, I was trying to get for like 800 MT, because it's basically very, very close to their discard value, and you should always be able to sell them back for a buy now at the same price. So if we just come over here and we look at like Sapphire and current Series 2, it probably is going to be that Lamarcus Aldridge, because I bought him earlier. So 800 MT, yeah, that's fine. And then Emerald card as well. Again, 800 MT. You're always going to be able to get that back for them, so you're not going to lose anything. Maybe lose like 50 MT on tax or something like that, but you're not going to lose too much. And then there are a couple of cards that were expensive. Obviously, we had a Diamond Stephen Curry. Again, just play the market a little bit, wait till he comes down in price. I can't remember how much I paid for him. And we had the expensive ones, which were the pink diamonds, AD, Bron, Kawhi, James Harden as well, and Giannis. 25k, I think, was the tops I paid for any of those guys. I think it was just Giannis and Bron. And I really did try and avoid paying more than 20 to 25k per card, but I knew these cards would actually hold their value, which is why I went ahead and picked them up. So, paid 25k for these Giannis. I should probably be able to flip him back for a little bit of profit, which is nice. But realistically, you don't need to go for the higher tier cards right there. If you've completed all the Spotlight Sims, you're going to be ahead of me. So you wouldn't have to buy those 5 or 6 pink diamonds that cost a lot. But all in all, the current Series 2 set, I don't know, probably cost 800 to a million MT, something like that. But yeah, like I said, follow the price structure, be patient. And be patient is the one thing I can say about any of these collections. You've got to be patient. And bid sniping is real, guys. I don't know what percentage would have been the cards I bought on actual bids compared to buy now, but I'm going to say I bought a significant amount of more cards on bids rather than buy now. You can get such good deals on bids rather than buy nows. People just let cards go through, and you can get them for so cheap. And that brings us on to heat check cards, because let me tell you, I got some absolute steals, and I showed it in a couple of videos as well. I was bidding about 3,500 on any heat check cards I needed, and some of them, I know one of them came back with 3,000 MT as a refund. So we got a heat check card for 500 MT on an open bid. That just shouldn't be possible, but it is. And I've got loads of them back with like 2k refunds, 1.5k refunds. So yeah, bidding is the way to go. And just know with the heat check market, it changes so much throughout every single day. It changes so much. So we sold our Michael wow. Why is his name like this? Michael Kidd Gilchrist for 7.9k. And this one's been up for 3.5 hours or 2.5 hours. And it hasn't sold at 8k. Prices are varying so much, so just be patient. If a card is expensive, just don't touch it. There's no need to go ahead and buy the expensive ones. Just buy all the ones that are sort of around that 3 to 3,500 MT mark. bid at 3.5k and then just keep seeing all that refunds come back in. So heat checks again, probably like 1 million MT to complete all this, because yeah, it's pretty expensive, probably a little bit over 1 million MT realistically. And then moving on to moments cards. So we didn't actually have to collect too many of these. I don't think I've got a single pink diamond. I think I've got every card other than pink diamonds. There are probably still some diamonds that I didn't get. I didn't get Diamond Jamorant because he was very expensive. Not anymore, but he was. Yeah, we didn't get any of the pink diamonds, but majority of them I was paying sort of like 10 to 15,000 MT. I don't think I spent 20k on any of these cards. Maybe on someone like this Luka Doncic with a diamond shoe and a diamond contract, I might have spent 20k. But that's another thing as well. If you see cards with diamond consumables on, pick them up, because they're always going to be a better sellback than ones without. But as you can see there, literally only got, I don't know, what is that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Probably about 20. Probably about 20 moments cards. And yeah, they're pretty expensive, so I wouldn't recommend going for them straight away. In the reward section, anything else to hit on? Obviously, it helps if you... obviously, you're going to get those. It helps if you've done some unlimited players of the month. That will definitely help. And same situation with Triple Threat as well. Having all these cards will definitely help you along the way. But like I said, Spotlight, Historic, and Spotlight Sim, and then Domination, they are basically a must, especially going for AD. Right, that brings us on to premium sets. Now, this is going to be a little bit harder to say about prices because every set is completely different. So for any high value cards, sort of like the pink diamonds that we've got out here and a couple more here, anywhere between like 10 and 20,000 MT. Didn't really want to pay much more than that. For all of these cards down here, so rubies I was trying to get for like 2,000 MT, amethyst for about under 5,000 MT, and then the diamonds all for about 10,000 MT. Obviously, Kobe was a little bit more expensive than that, but he's obviously going to hold his value for resale. And then in terms of the sets, you just got to be so patient. You got to be so patient. Try and get the golds, emeralds, sapphires, rubies for under 2,000 MT, and obviously a lot of them you'll be able to get for significantly cheaper. A lot of them you can get for under 1,000 MT, but as a rule, just try and get all of them for under 2,000 MT, then you're not spending too much MT. And then amethyst as well, some of them you can get for really cheap, some of them are going to set you back a little bit more, but again, I wouldn't really spend more than like 5,000 to 6,000 MT per amethyst. Moments of the weeks, now these are tough because these are quite rare at this point in the game, so the tiers don't really matter. Like, all cards are pretty expensive, like Eric Pascal going for like 4k. I'm pretty sure it's the same situation with all of these emeralds. But again, just try and be patient on bids. Try and be patient. Try and get them for like 2,000 to 5,000 MT. 5,000 MT for the rubies, and then 2,000 MT for everything else. A few of them are insanely expensive. Like these three boys right here, they cost me like 15k each, which isn't too bad considering by the looks of it, I can sell them back for a little bit of a profit. But again, it is all about patience. Diamond cards again. Aim to spend no more than 10,000 MT on these and you should be alright. And then I didn't really have that many pink diamonds. I think we counted up the other day that in total when I hit 2,900 cards, I had 25 pink diamonds. So really not that many pink diamonds. If you had a few more untradeable cards than me, you wouldn't even have to buy a single pink diamond, which is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Now, Spotlight Sims, there's quite a lot in here. Amethyst and diamonds you're going to go for. Not even a point in looking at the pink diamonds. They're so expensive. But again, just try bidding on loads of these. I remember loads of these I got for like 4,000 or 5,000 MT because I was bidding about 10k and then getting like 5k back as a refund, which is mad. And then the amethyst cards, try and get them for about 5k, but I know some of them are a little bit more expensive than that. But definitely worth picking them up rather than, of course, like a diamond or a pink diamond card. Right, that brings us on to the uniforms, and there are, oh, how many are there? I've added up like twice this year. I think there's 327 uniforms, I think. And with these, start off at obviously like 250, start off at 300, then move up to 350 and then start paying 400, but do not spend more than 400 MT per jersey. And again, whenever new content drops, uniforms get packed so much, they get put up in the auction house so much, and people just put them up for like a bare minimum because they just want them sold instantly. So as soon as a new set comes out or a new pack comes out, get yourself on the filter and just go ahead and pick up as many as you can. If we just search right now, there's none for 300, but 350 is usually a safe bet, and you usually do get quite a lot that come through at 300 MT as well as a little bit of a snipe. So there you go, straight away, loads you could pick up for 350, and if you're patient, so many more will be up, especially when new packs have just dropped. So uniforms are such a good and cheap, a really cheap way to increase your card collector level. I'd say start with these because obviously they're the easiest thing to pick up, and you do start to see some progress, which is nice. Shoes do not count. Shoes do not count towards your card collector level. If they did, life would be so much easier, but sadly that is not how it's done. A couple of years ago, I'm pretty sure shoes did count, but not this year, so it's pretty rough. But yeah, don't start collecting shoes and expect them to increase your collector level. Right, over to the miscellaneous section, and again, this is where the bulk of your cards are going to come from. So we have got 30 coaches, 50 arenas, 75 playbooks, 35 logos, basically 60 balls, and then another sort of like 70 uniforms-ish. This stuff is obviously really easy to do. So my career card, all you gotta do is create a my player, go to the neighborhood, walk to the My Team building, go into the My Team building, and then you get a free card. Not bad. And then you get obviously these 4 cards from just creating the jerseys, the arena, and the logo. So that's straight away 5 cards without even having to spend a penny, which is lovely. Now, coaches are expensive, man. So the ones I sold because they're so expensive. But the majority of these other ones you can pick up for basically discard value. You have to be a little bit patient on some of the sapphires because for some reason they do get price fixed a little bit higher at some points, like 2,000 MT. But if you're patient, quite comfortably get them for like 1,500-ish MT. I mean, look at that, like 3K again for Kenny Atkinson. But yeah, be patient. Open bids are going to be your friend. So do that. Same situation with emeralds. Should be able to get them for like 750-ish. And then the golds, silvers, and bronzes, basically just get for like under 500 MT, something like that, and you will be absolutely fine. Right, arenas. I'm pretty sure these are all just like dirt cheap. I'm pretty sure the majority of these, like the bronzes, the silvers, you can get for 250 MT pretty damn comfortably. When you get on some of the golds, some of these are quite expensive. Some of them are quite expensive. Wow, 2.5K for that one. Jeez, I need to start selling this. Oh, there we go, 1,000. But you should never pay more than 500. I don't think I paid more than 500 for any arena, and that was only on a select few of the gold ones that I didn't have. But the majority of them, again, you can get for really, really nice and cheap. Same situation with playbooks. A lot of them, the bronzes and the silvers, you can get for sort of like 200 to 400 MT, the majority of them. Gold, you might have to spend a little bit more, so I think I did push up to 600 MT per playbook, but again, still not too expensive. There's a few that are expensive. The Heat one, obviously I've gone ahead and sold. We already had in the club the Bucks one, which is a little bit expensive, and then of course a Nets playbook, which is... Hello? Where's the Nets playbook? I'm sure it's bronze. Where is it? There it is. The Nets playbook, which is of course always going to be pretty expensive, but other than those 3, all the other playbooks are pretty nice and cheap to pick up. On to logos, and again, pretty much dirt cheap for the majority. There's a few that you might have to pick up for about 500 MT, but the majority of them, if you're patient enough and do a lot of bids, you should be able to get them for between 250 to 400 MT. So really, really cheap stuff up here and so many cards. So what is that, like 170-ish or basically 200? That top row, not bad at all. Then we come on to the basketballs. Now these are a little bit more expensive, so the discard value of these is quite high. So gold's actually discard for 500, so straight away you know you're going to have to spend more than 500 MT on these. I think I was spending about 750 max on some of these gold ones. For the silver ones, I think I was on 600 max, which again, as a discard for 400, that's not too bad. And then for the bronzes, some of them are actually really expensive. Like this one, the NBA ball, for some reason is like 1500 MT. But again, the majority of them you should be able to get for about 600. So 600 for these, the silvers, and then 750 to 800 for the golds. And then the ornament balls, now these were, some of them were a little bit more expensive. The Lakers one is expensive, let me tell you guys, that's why I've gone ahead and sold it. But the majority of them you should be able to get for 800 as well. Pay a similar price to the golds and you will be set, and that's another 60 cards into the club. And then the uniforms, you'll just pick those up as you go along. You'll pick those up as you go along with the sniping filters and bid sniping filters for the normal uniforms. They're all in the same filters. They're all just home and away stuff, so you will just pick them up naturally. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So yeah, that's a bit of a long guide. I hope you guys, I hope that was helpful to some of you guys. So just to know where to start really. But the key things I would say, patience, number one. You've got to put a lot of time into it as well. So like when I got down to needing like, I don't know, 100 heat checks, I'd go through every collection. I would look at every single player and then put a bid of 3,500 MT on any open bids they had on every single player. So literally sometimes I'd have like hundreds of bids on players over here. And then obviously a lot of them you get outbid on. So it's going to be quite demoralising. But as long as you're winning some of them, you're winning. So yeah, I would say start being very, very patient. Collect all the consumables, not consumables, like the club items, uniforms, all of this good stuff down here. Collect all of this when new packs are out, because that's when it's going to be their cheapest. And again, for the same situation for the Series 2. And then heat checks are expensive. Heat checks are where it's really going to hurt your pocket. So maybe try and save them for last and just try and get a few of them along the way. And you never know. In the next couple of weeks or something, 2K might drop in a heat check super pack in here or something. Or they might do a locker code with a guaranteed heat check pack. And that would crash the market. That would crash the market so hard. Because at the moment, let's have a look at what the cheapest heat check is, regardless of whether or not it's an expensive set or not. Look at that, 3.5k, nothing. 3.9k, a few, but not many. That's crazy, isn't it? So, but when there was a locker code last week, I believe, that came out, and one of the drops on it, one of the ball drops was a guaranteed heat check pack, and even that dropped all the cards down to about 3k. So, and that was a 1 in 4 chance of hitting that pack, I think. So, if it was a guaranteed heat check pack for everyone, or even just in a daily login reward, if there's a guaranteed heat check pack, which could actually happen. So, I don't know. I would say hold fire on buying the heat checks because they're just so expensive right now. But everything else, wait for new content and just go for it. And just be patient and just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. And then, of course, when you get to the end, you're going to have this boy right here, a 99 Dwayne Wade. 99s pretty much everywhere. And then, of course, you're going to complete the game, basically, in the form of this Galaxy Opal Anthony Davis, again, with 99s pretty much everywhere. And, of course, the beauty of it is, when you hit it, it can go ahead and sell everything back. And like me, you can just start to make an obscene amount of MT back. And then you're going to have a solid basis of a squad as well. Obviously, Sabonis is pretty trash. Never really going to get out of the club. Scottie Pippen that you get along the way is actually pretty fun. Especially pretty fun to evo him up, as we did yesterday. And stats-wise, this card is ridiculous. Like, if you didn't have Steady Shooter, this would be one of the best cards in the game, because stats-wise are just unreal. So you do get some nice rewards along the way. The Jalen Rose is horrendously bad. Antawn Jamison as well. Do not trust it. Do not touch his Evo. Where is Antawn Jamison? He is going to be here. I did one game, and I got 16 boards in that one game, and that was it. I never touched him again, because this card is trash. Eddie Jones is all right, and then don't even think about evoing this Isaiah Thomas. Don't even think about it. So you do get some nice rewards along the way. You get 750 tokens at 2,500 cards as well, which is good. That's another Galaxy Opal. So yeah, is it worth it? If you've got the time, it's a lot of fun to collect all the cards, and of course, the reward at the end of it is pretty damn top tier. Alright, so let's jump into some comments while we stare at the main man himself. So first up, we've got Kamal, who says, do you think it's important to do domination if I want to go for Anthony Davis? Well, I've definitely answered that in this video, and the answer is it's not important, it is necessary, in my opinion. Alright, next up, we have got Max. When should we sell a Lamar Odom, Obama, and Nicholas Batum investments? When they hit sort of like over 5,000 to 6,000 MT each. When they were at their cheapest, you could buy them for like 2,000 to 3,000 MT, so you're still going to be doubling your MT when they hit that amount, and they should do pretty soon. Next up, we've got Sue. My friend Hanson wants to know, should he keep Diamond Bam Adebayo and get Pink Diamond Alonzo Mourning? Love the videos. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. I would say no. No, wait. It's Bam Adebayo or Alonzo Mourning. I would say Bam Adebayo out of the two of them. Alonzo Mourning's jump shot is horrible, and trust me, I know that because I've got him and I'm evoing him, and his jump shot is nasty, so I would not recommend him. I would not recommend him at all. And I just realised we've still got this bronze card in here, so let's just go ahead and get him out there. Let's just put in a Galaxy Opal, just so we've got our full starting lineup of Galaxy Opals. Next up, we've got Gara, who says, hey JD, love the vids. I have 55 to 60k and I need a centre. Please respond. Pink Diamond Dino Raja for that price is going to be your best bet, without a shadow of a doubt. If you can save a little bit more up and get Pink Diamond Eddie Curry, I would recommend it, but Pink Diamond Dino Raja is still absolutely fantastic. And then next up, we have got Brandon, who says, Michael Porter Jr. or Andrei Kirilenko. The better card is probably Michael Porter Jr., but value-wise, I'm going to say Andrei Kirilenko, because he's about 100,000 MT cheaper. And then Finbar with the final comment of the day. No, it's not the final comment of the day, but Finbar comes in and says, I invested in token sets like Flash 2 and Jeremy Lin, and a few current sets. What do I think? I don't think they'll go up much. I don't think token sets have really gone up too much. I remember when the last big token market happened, when we got the 3 new cards in the form of the, who do we get? Josh Smith, Bradley Beal, and Zach LaVine. Even that didn't really create too much of a ripple in the market. So investing in token sets, I don't really think has that much value in my opinion. George says Blake Odom, Evo Bol or Hakeem at power forward. Out of the four of them, I mean, it comes down to personal preference in terms of releases. If you like base 11, Lamar Odom. If not, I would say Blake. But Evo Bol will also be ridiculous, but he is so expensive. And that's going to do it, guys, for today's episode. So I hope you have enjoyed. I hope that little guide helps you out if you are looking to go through these collector level rewards. if you are going for it, let me know how it's going and how far you've got and how much it's cost you so far. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how much we have at the end of selling off everything, because it's going to take so long. It's taken me 3 full days to sell off 400 cards, and we got another 1,600 to go. That's just insane. But anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. As usual, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.